There are allegations that that money was given directly to political candidates. That's not a coincidence.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Mark Yusko giving us the inside story on the collapse of FTX, who the major players were, and how SBF used corruption and his connections at the SEC to move his company ahead. Despite the billions that venture capital firms put into the company, FTX had no outside investors on its board. Yusko outlines the involvement of Gary Gensler and the money laundering that took place, and why SBF won't be the one to be punished by this, but the crypto industry as a whole. Let's listen to this interview with Mark Yusko as he gives his reaction after the crash in Bitcoin, as well as the current state of the crypto market and what investors can expect next. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
SBF will not be punished. Mark my words, neither one of them will be punished. We, the industry, will be punished. Did you watch the last part where he was giving him the email analogy and having Sam then try to refute? Okay. Sam was looking at his feet. His right arm was shaking. He went and he was a huddled mass.
He wasn't even on camera half the time. The camera was at the top of his head, you know, and stuff. And I've seen enough of his interviews that he's at least enough tech savvy. I'm like, what's going on here? He knows when the camera's not faced on him, and he seemed distracted. That wasn't the Sam Bankman-Fried I've seen in other interviews.
They are pawns in a chess game, and he is not the grandmaster. CZ is not.
So we should go to Caroline's father and who Caroline's father worked with. Is that the next point we want to go?
Yeah.
Caroline's father
let's
is
go
the
there.
Head of the economics department at MIT, where Sam got his degree. And
that was the
on
boss
the staff.
of.
The boss of Gary Gensler when he was doing his blockchain blockchain course over at MIT. His boss,
and Gary
father.
has some job now. Gary has a job now.
Yeah, I think it's the Southeastern Conference. Oh no, the other SEC.
Oh, it was laid out in November of last year, line by line, and what they accused, we the collective, we all accused Citadel or J.P. Morgan or somebody like that, BlackRock. Let me go with this for a second. What if it was them?
In less than a week, the crypto billionaire SBF went from industry leader to industry villain, lost most of his fortune, and saw his $32 billion company plunge into bankruptcy, as well as become the target of investigations by the SEC and the Justice Department. The empire built by Bankman-Fried was once compared to finance titans J.P. Morgan and Warren Buffett, but now the damage has rippled across the industry, destabilizing other crypto companies and sowing widespread distrust of the technology.
If you're a regulator, which group would you investigate first? A shady offshore group, not incorporated in the US, with their major investor, a Chinese national. That's nothing against Chinese nationals, but that, we have this weird thing in the US that's against China now. It's like the Soviet Union. Or would you go after a firm based in New Jersey or a firm based in Kansas City that, does crypto lending? I don't know. I probably would go after the offshore one. Oh, no. So Otteru, which, by the way, the Otteru Twitter account, shut down, gone. How did Otteru get inside documents on Celsius and leak them? And then who shows up to save them? Oh, FTX. And then they decide not to. Oh, how does Otteru get inside documents on BlockFi and leak them? And who shows up? FTX. Voyager. Shocking. FTX. So what if, right? Again, go all the way back to the beginning. This was the plan to say, what is the greatest threat to the banks? What's the greatest threat to the banks?
A new financial system.
A new financial system.
Based on self-sovereignty.
Based on self-sovereignty. Things like stable coins. If $1 million leaves the banks and goes into a stable coin, do the banks care? Whatever. $1 billion, don't care. $100 billion? Now we have a problem. So what do? You attack the stablecoin first with your organization that you set up, that they set up. Gensler and Ellison and freed or fried? Is it lost on anyone the irony that Sam Bankman Fried? I mean, am I the only one that sees that? Right?
Yeah.
You pronounce it freed, but it's written fried, and it's Bankman. So the banks organized this whole thing. They took down Luna, and what happened the next day? Literally, not even 12 hours after Luna collapsed, who was on TV calling for regulation of stablecoins? Janet Yellen. And here's the thing: it's all going back to Sam's mom. It's all going back to the Democratic Party. Y'all do know, right, that you had the big memo yesterday, the humble brag from Sequoia. Oh yes, we lost 150 million, but we've made 7.4 billion on our other stuff. Love that. You guys do know that Sam personally invested $500 million into Sequoia and one other firm. And where did that money come from?
Where did that money come from? I actually
looked at that
and I was like,
Michael,
where is this?
It's the whole. This is a money laundering. This is a money laundering front for the Democratic Party. This whole thing, this entire organization, is funneling money into, because who are the partners of those Silicon Valley firms contributing to the super PAC that Sam's mom runs? Check it out. This is one of the most unbelievably elegant takedowns of a competitive threat. This rivals what, to your point, back to history, what JP Morgan and John D. Rockefeller did to the Knickerbocker Trust and the entire trust industry when the trust industry was taking share from their beloved banking industry. They spread a rumor that Knickerbocker Trust, was insolvent. You've seen the picture, the men and women in their top hats and their dresses and their umbrellas doing the run on the bank. Who stepped up to personally guarantee JP Morgan?
JP.
And look, we've all heard over the years, at some point the government's just going to ban it. Well, you can't ban a decentralized thing, right? It's like squeezing air in a balloon. The air just goes someplace else. But what you can do is you can destroy the on-ramps and off-ramps. You actually can't even ban those because they'll just move to another jurisdiction. But you can do what they just did. You can sow the seeds of doubt, create the bank run that Jim just described, and then you end up with an obliteration.
Bankman-Fried's fall has stunned the crypto world, but in recent months, warning signs had emerged that his business empire was in peril and that his ambitions exceeded his grasp, according to many of his colleagues and business partners. When FTX collapsed, Binance CEO CZ initially agreed to buy the exchange and what would have amounted to a bailout. But soon the deal fell through after Binance found problems in the company's financials. This will no doubt go down as one of the largest failures in financial history. What do you think about Mark Yusko's inside story of the fall of FTX and how this will affect Bitcoin and the crypto market? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.